One of the things that I've discovered too, just in this journey of self-compassion and self-forgiveness, is whether it's from our fathers, whether it's from our parents, men, people, authority figures in our life, we grow up with these set of expectations, these internal rules, these do's and don'ts, what success looks like, what failure looks like. And it's normal for us to adopt these values and these expectations as our own. And many of us are moving through life with those, right? Really not in touch or even connected to that those are the values and expectations that we live by. And then all of a sudden, when we hit this intersection of life where we don't meet those expectations, we fall short of those values, whether they were imposed on us or we took them as our own. All of a sudden, we're left with this disconnect. We're left with this internal, fragmentation, if you will, of mind, heart, and soul. And that's where that creates the agony. That creates the shame and regret of like, man, I'm supposed to look like this, but due to the way I've hurt others, due to the mistakes that I've made, I now feel like I look like this. And what do I do with the tension, with that space of, man, I'm no longer this person? Now, the reality is that because of the mistakes and certainly the mistakes that I've made, I've disappointed, hurt a lot of people. So their image, their view of me is one thing, right? But then I still have my value and my image of me. And it's very easy for me to go, man, based upon what they say, they feel, they believe, then it must be true. And then that becomes the reality. And then what starts to happen is then I start to live out and act from this identity, which is broken and which is not true. And that's why self forgiveness and self compassion is so important because we're all going to make mistakes. And, I know growing up for me, and, I was very hard on myself when I made a mistake because my identity or my self-worth was based on not making mistakes, hitting the winning shot, having the most beautiful girlfriend, having the sweet whip, having the best. It was all based on success. Failure was not an option. But in life, we're going to fail. And when we do, what happens is many times we condemn ourselves, right? Versus being the ones to first set ourselves free through self compassion, through self forgiveness.